Hey, what's up, guys? This is Cody the Coin Raptor. Welcome to my channel. I'm here to provide you some excellent crypto content. So let's get into our chart TA. So Bitcoin chart TA. Bitcoin has found a little bit of a bottom here. I've got this channel in place here. It's still an upwards channel. And what we're looking for right now is if Bitcoin comes back down to retest the support here, you're looking at probably 21,000, and then below that I'd say 20, and then below that I'd say about 19. So you go ahead and just take about every thousand or so dollars. That's going to be strong psychological support at this point. Now, what we're looking for right now for Bitcoin is to make sure that it stays within this upper trend line. Now, I was saying before that this could potentially be a bear flag, and that's entirely possible. It's still in a bear flag shape right now. And in order to break out of the bear flag, it would have to go and push above 25,000, which is probably not likely in the near term at least. But for now, we're just seeing Bitcoin trade within this channel. Even though if we've had the huge drop of the past couple of days, it's recovered a little bit here on the weekend because most of the sellers have been completely washed out. And you can see here the volume has just been insane these past couple of days. The red, the negative volume, the sellers, the selling pressure has been insane. Right now, we take a look at RSI. That's at about 39 or so. Not overbought, not oversold in the daily. We take a look at Ethereum, and Ethereum is still maintaining its upward trend line. So the upward trend line for Ethereum has not been broken yet, even though it has been moving through the range a little bit more than it was before. Now, with Ethereum, I expect that Ethereum is going to stay strong until the merge date. And then the merge date, things are going to sell off a little bit more. We take a look at the Ethereum dominance, and Ethereum dominance is still floating in this range where it has basically camped out in for the last couple of years at this point, in this range of about 19% to about 20% in that range. It's still going to be hanging out in that range for some time, and I don't expect that to change, at least not before the Ethereum merge and the subsequent upgrades that you're going to be able to get with the new Ethereum mainnet. So things like scalability solutions, those could potentially push it into this box here, into this resistance box, and increase the price. But other than that, there's not really a whole lot going on this weekend. It's been a pretty calm weekend for the crypto markets. But one thing I wanted to point out, and something that I've been keeping an eye on, is what have whales been doing with Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin whales have been buying. This is the third largest Bitcoin address. There are other Bitcoin addresses that have a larger amount of Bitcoin in them. However, they are primarily exchange wallets and not individuals who actually own that Bitcoin. So this is the Bitcoin whale number 3, and Bitcoin whale number 3 has been buying this dip. Bitcoin whale number 3, when they had the big drop that we saw on the 18th, they were adding. They added 220 Bitcoin. They added 105 Bitcoin a day later, and then a big buy here at about 548 Bitcoin. So altogether, they've purchased almost 1,000 Bitcoin in just the last couple of days, and it really shows. Now, this whale is not known for timing the market. This is more like a DCA type of selective DCA type of account, but the fact that the Bitcoin whale is looking at these prices and saying, well, I want some of that, that's definitely important. That definitely means something. They're going out and they're spending their hard-earned money on this Bitcoin, and we're talking about millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars on Bitcoin and adding it. And this is something I always like to pay attention to, because these whales oftentimes have an eye for when to appreciate, when to accumulate Bitcoin, and how cheap the price is relative to how it's been in the past. And right now it is very cheap relative to the past. Right? So our first story I want to talk about is the BAKKT CEO, BAKKT. BAKKT CEO affirms crypto isn't going anywhere despite heightened volatility. So this the BAKKT is a digital assets management firm. So, and take this with a grain of salt. But the CEO, Gavin Michael, when he was speaking with an interview with Yahoo Finance on the August 19th, suggested the crypto market is here to stay. I always try to look for some opinions, some ideas about whether or not we've hit a bottom and whether or not the crash is actually going to severely impact the infrastructure for crypto, and it doesn't seem like that's the case. So this executive noted there's still interest from retail and institutional investors, stating that most entities are now conversant with how the sector operates. So now this is key. They're conversant with how the sector operates, and so that means volatility. Okay, volatility. We can see big moves up. We can see big moves down. All right. So in the near term, you can expect big moves either direction, and that's kind of not a bug with many of the crypto. That's a feature. And if you want to use crypto and you don't want the volatility, there are stable coins that are available that don't have that volatility. Well, basically, the volatility is oftentimes short term, and long term, what you see is a rise as the next bull market comes in. So many of these firms are possibly buying the recent dips and then holding for long periods of time. That's my strategy personally, not financial advice, but I've seen that over time, based on my research, I expect that the price will accumulate for Bitcoin and certain selective cryptocurrencies, and this plays in well with my strategy. Next. So the arrest of the Tornado Cash developer in the Netherlands has drawn a community protest. So his name is Alexei Pertsev, all right? And there is a protest going on about his arrest. And we've talked about his arrest before in earlier episodes of the show, in which the government of the Netherlands decided that they were going to arrest the Alex Pertsev, right? They're going to arrest him because he developed or helped develop Tornado Cash, which is a virtual currency mixer, okay? And they were saying that it was used by North Korean hackers to launder money. The problem with this is the fact that Tornado Cash actually has some legitimate applications for privacy. So people who want privacy, they can put their crypto into the laundering service, and they can kind of disguise the transaction. So whilst it can be used for malicious purposes, it could also be used for completely legitimate purposes as well. And the problem with this is it kind of sets a bad precedence. It sets a bad precedent that if you develop an open source software and somebody uses it maliciously, then you could be held responsible, criminally liable for somebody using the system in a criminal manner. So that's the reason why they're out here protesting. And there hasn't been much movement outside of the Netherlands. We haven't seen any other countries arrest any other developers. We haven't seen anything going on in the US, nothing like that. But this right here is perhaps the start of a crackdown against certain crypto services. So I will be watching this story and following it with great interest, because I believe that this has a huge impact on the crypto market and speaks volumes about what government entities are going to be looking for when they do regulation. All right, so if you like this content, please let me know. Please like and subscribe, and also comment on my YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate that. This is Cody the Coin Raptor, signing out.